What is going on, guys? It's your boy Jay Shane, the Keto Road. I'm so excited for this video. I've always wanted to do a Keto Basics, Keto one-on-one, but I feel like there was just so much information out there that I always hesitated. But I felt like, you know what? I'm gonna put my voice out there. I'm gonna share with people what I think it takes to start a ketogenic lifestyle the right way, the holistic way, and hopefully this resonates with you. Maybe this is something that you can share with somebody else that is a little bit more simplified than maybe other ones are. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first of all, what is keto? So keto is a diet where, due to the restriction of carbohydrates and the increase in dietary fat, you're going to be metabolizing fat as energy. A byproduct of this is a ketone body that can also be used for energy. So basically, it's a two-in-one shebang. You're killing two birds with one stone. That is the simplest way to understand it and explain it. It's quite simply put, again, just to reiterate, it is a diet where you restrict carbohydrates and increase dietary fat to create an environment where you're going to be primarily burning fat as fuel, and a byproduct of that is ketone bodies, in which you also will be able to use for fuel. That's why people generally chase what's called a keto number on a blood meter when they're starting a ketogenic diet. It's a good indication that you're burning enough fat as fuel, that you have a high amount of the byproduct that is ketone bodies in your system. So that's what we're shooting for. That's why people chase that number, and that's where we're at, just to understand the basics of what the diet is. So then the question is, where do we start? Now, this is where things can get really conflicting. This is where things can get really confusing. So I want to try and simplify it for you. Okay, so we're going to have three categories: fats, proteins, sweets. Okay, very simple. Fats, proteins, sweets. Let's start with the fats. So with your fats, you're going to want to increase dietary fat. A lot of people underestimate the amount of dietary fat they're eating. They think they're eating a lot. They add an extra tablespoon of butter they're not used to their low-fat toast, something like that, and all of a sudden they're eating so much fat. That's not a lot of dietary fat. Understand that you're swapping one energy source for another. You have to make sure that you're getting enough energy in. If you don't, it will negatively impact your hormones, it'll make the diet harder to adhere to, and overall it's just going to make your life more complicated. So you need to make sure that you're getting in enough dietary fat. You can get this from butter, ghee, MCT oil, coconut oil, beef suet, beef tallow, duck tallow, pig fat, bacon grease. The list can go on and on. Super high fat things that you are going to want to watch out for: processed trans fats and seed oils, things like canola oil, vegetable oil. The best way and the easiest way to avoid these is to only buy liquid fats in dark green containers and then stick to animal fats. If you do those two things, you follow those two rules, simple rules, you are way ahead of most people when it comes to fat quality. Now, we could make another video going into the details and the nitty-gritty of fatty acids. I have a lot of them on my channel already. But just for basic, simple getting started, dark green glass containers, animal fat. If you stick to those, you are, again, way ahead of the game already. Proteins. Guys, people don't eat enough protein on the ketogenic diet, let alone the standard American diet. You've got to make sure you're getting in enough protein. Things like beef, chicken, pork. Make sure you're getting in a good amount of animal proteins. Do not be scared of animal meat. I know it is in us innately, subconsciously, to think, oh, red meat's gonna give me a heart attack. It's just not true. Trust me on this. I'm not a medical doctor, but trust me on this. Red meat is your game. Red meat is your game. You're gonna get those fats we talked about in, and you're gonna get a high quality source of protein. Now, you don't need to overdo the protein, but a high quality source of protein can be a game changer. Now, if you're not a bodybuilder, if you're not some kind of extreme athlete, we need to talk about what is the recommended amount of protein on a ketogenic diet. This is very conflicting. A lot of people will tell you different things. I will tell you this, and I think that this is a good gauge for most people. So 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. So you take your body weight, multiply 0.8. And that's the amount of protein you should be shooting for. If you are extremely overweight, you have a lot of weight to lose, your journey just started, one, congratulations, I'm glad you're watching this video. Secondly, just try to stay above 100 grams of protein. Most people, almost no human needs to eat less than that. That is a good gauge as well. Just stay above 100 grams of protein and then fill in the rest with fat. And then obviously the carbs as we get into that in the next section. All right, so sweets. This is where I'm gonna take a more holistic approach, and I might get some friction, and that's fine. But I'm trying to keep it very simple for you. Do not overcomplicate your world with keto treats, okay? Those can come later. If you're just starting, if you want carbohydrates or a sweet tasting thing, stick to low carb fruits. Things like berries and melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, occasionally blueberries. Blueberries are a lot higher in sugar than most people think they are. But berries and melons, stick to those when you're craving something sweet. Your body's gonna respond to it better physiologically, okay? It's not gonna be as hard on your system. You're not gonna have to worry about overdoing it with sugar alcohols or bringing back old habits, because a keto brownie can still trigger the same habits as a normal brownie, not because the sugar's there, but because everything else that your body has gotten addicted to in terms of sensations. So just be mindful of that. And in my opinion, if you really want to make this sustainable long term and give your body the best chance physiologically, keep your carbs about 20 to 30 grams total. And of those carbs, let them be comprised of whole foods, leafy greens, low carb veggies, and low carb fruits when you're craving something sweet. And don't be scared if the whole day, if your whole carb allotment is just berries for that day. That's fine. You heard it here. That's fine. I would rather you do that than eat a keto mug cake, overshoot your calories, not lose the weight, and create a habit forming cycle of using keto treats as a crutch to get through your day. That's not what we want. We want you to adopt a more primal, high-fat diet that is easy applicable to your life. And this is the best way to go about doing it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that was a lot of good information. If you want to see more videos like this, please give the video a like, comment any questions that you may have. I would love to get back with you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Share this with somebody that needs it, and I'll see you on the next one.